What is going on, guys? It's your average tanker here, and today we have two replays to look at in the Russian tier 10 medium tank, the Object 140. If you haven't heard already, Wargaming is talking about buffing this tank. I haven't played it in a while, so I decided to bring it out. We just one-marked it. We're up to about 70% right now, so over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be looking at two-marking it. The replays we're going to show you is going to be looking a lot at positioning and how you would play this tank depending on what type of matchmaking you're in. So let's dive in. Okay, so first replay we have here is on the map Kharkov. First thing to note is we're top tier. This is we're going to be fighting tier 8, and there's a lot of heavies. Most notably, there's 3 tier 8 heavies, 1 tier 10, 1 tier 9. Also, there's the M48 and the STB-1. Because there's only one artillery, it's reasonable to expect them to be playing on the one line. Because they have much better gun depression, I don't particularly want to fight them because they're just going to be hull down and we're going to be bouncing most of our shots. So we're going to play the city instead. There's a few spots that you can play in the city if you want to brawl. One is here in the middle of the city, as well as another one is here on the 0 line. I don't particularly like playing here just because there's a lot of camping TDs right up here in the B0 square. So we're going to be playing the center of the city on the 7-8 line. And because we have the speed, we're just going to be pushing straight through. Spot the T-57 heavy, and we're going to pull left here in case he decides to poke. Looks like he's going to poke. No, decides not to. We're not spotted yet, so he doesn't know we're here. First things first is we're going to check this window, see if there's any tanks crossing. There isn't. So now we're going to come around and start to brawl these tanks. So first poke, we spot WZ. He fluffs a shot, so he's going to be on reload. We bounce that first one, so we just switch to gold here quickly. Make sure we get that next one in. And the position we're playing here, if you look at it from the enemy's perspective, we're pretty much completely hulled down. Our lower plate is hidden, and our upper plate is angled so much that if they try and shoot down into it, it's just going to be an auto bounce. So T-57 tries to come and clip us out, and we back up, right? Because last thing we want is to get clipped out by a T-57. So because we back up, he falls back as well. I'm calling from help here because those guys are just sitting back here. Go for a tracking shot on the 50 TP. This one up in the commander's hatch. And now we're just absolutely abusing this position, because as long as we stay moving and we're able to sit here hull down, there's pretty much nothing that they can do. Bounce the T-57, go for the track. One more. Okay, T-57 heavy is down. Now we just have this 50 TP. Missed a shot in the commander's hatch. Missed a second shot, and we're just going to push in. So we're going to use the hull of this T-57 heavy to give us cover. 50 TP is on reload. Get another shot in. And now we're just going to come around behind him. Someone else gets the kill. Tracking shot in the WZ. Someone else gets the kill. And okay, now, so where to go next? We're up 5 tanks. We're at 2,500 damage. as you can see, the M48 STB1, like, they're just sitting there on the one line. They're not pushing it really. T10 is there to hold them back, but there's a number of tanks unspotted. Ferdinand, Scorpion, Striv. I'm guessing that they're probably camped up here in the B0 square. So what we're going to try and do is come up underneath them and then engage them that way. So take a shot and from the back, not a big deal. And we're spotted. Okay, so there's someone up there. We're gonna peel to the left, get safe, and we spot Ferdinand. Go for a snapshot, bounces, and we spot a Striv. So go for the track, miss it, and now we're just gonna sit here, hull down, and engage this Striv. One more. Okay, and now this Ferdinand. So he just fired. He's going to be on reload. We check. We don't have enough gun depression to play this ridge, so we're just going to push in, go for the tracking shot. He burns his repair kit. One more in the track. And now he's just stuck. So we can just sit here and there's nothing he can do. And someone else gets the kill. Perfect. So 4 enemy tanks remaining. Too bad we missed that last shot on the Ferdinand, because I think our mission was, yeah, it was to cause 2,500 damage. So we missed that mission, unfortunately, but we're just going to see if we can get any final shots. And CS 52. Okay, he's going to be taken care of. Artillery spotted. Can we get a shot? Blind fire doesn't hit. And one more. Ooh. Didn't make it in time, but there you go. Okay, so let's take a look at these M plates. We finished top on the team for damage, top on the team for experience. We did 4,200 damage. We did 1,700 assistance and another 3,200 block damage. So fairly good game, considering. But yeah, let's look at the next one. Next replay, we are on the map Ghost Town. This is an all tier 10 matchup. You can see the enemy team, they have a Mouse 277, Super Conqueror, some Patents, Object 430. So there's only 3 medium tanks in this matchup. Now, normally your medium tanks would either be playing, you know, towards the one line or brawling in the city. Because there's 2 277s and a Super Conqueror, I don't particularly want to be brawling them. Especially, I mean, it's tier 10 matchmaking. They're going to have such an easy time going through the turret. So we're going to be playing very differently from the last map. We're going to be playing a lot more as a flanking medium. So one area that a lot of people forget about on this map is the 8-9 line. So we ping that we're heading over there. What you can do here is, if you have good camo and you play the bushes well, you can get up to here and just farm side shots into their heavy tanks who are playing in the city. As well as if you make your way down up towards here, you have even better shots into their sides. You also have opportunities to scout out all their TDs who sit here down on the K line, as well as their artillery. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're planning for. We have an EBR with us. He scouts out the middle. It doesn't look like there's anyone there. We are fairly quick, so first thing we're going to start is just up on this ridge here. We're going to sit in this bush, and see if the EBR spots anyone. Now, I do run optics on this tank over a rammer currently, partly just because, I mean, I'd rather have the view range to be able to outspot versus, I mean, the higher DPM is great under certain circumstances, but I find personally that having better view range is a lot more effective, and you'll see why here. So we didn't spot anyone. We're going to push up to this next ridge here, take a poke, and there you go. We spot an FV. Take a shot, and we're spotted, which is strange. He's aiming. Played that one a little risky. So EBR was in the middle of the field. He was the one who spotted us. So we're going to have to be careful here, especially if we're poking on this FV, because that EBR is going to be lighting us. Let's see if we can maybe poke, see if we can spot the EBR here, or the FV. Okay, we spot the FV. He's looking right at us, and the EBR spots us once again. See if we can get a shot on this EBR. No. Moving too quick. And here we have the side of a mouse. So we're gonna load up some gold rounds, and from here we can just farm the sides of these tanks. So when they're playing the city, I mean, the mouse isn't particularly playing this well, but when they're playing the city, a lot of times tanks will try and use the berms here to sit hull down, and if you can make it up to the position we're in here, just up in the bushes, then you can pretty much just farm side shots into their side without being spotted. And there's enough bushes here that unless, I mean, if that EBR pushes into us, we shouldn't get spotted here. If we do get spotted, we have this berm here giving us cover from the FV. Okay, so we're gonna do another poke here. We spot the FV. This is why optics is so important, because, I mean, if we were running gun rammer instead of optics, we never would have spotted that. Okay, so here I'm telling the EBR, you know, let's push up, dig out that EBR. It doesn't look like he's spotted, so he might have fallen back. And there he is right there. Take a snapshot as we're falling back, because the mouse, as you can see, is looking to get some revenge for those shots we took earlier. And we're gonna come up here. We have pretty decent camo, so we shouldn't get spotted from here by the mouse. And I'm gonna switch to gold, and yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting good shots. So EBR is pushed up. It's safe to assume that there's no one camping behind this rock. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and move up into that position. EBR is just taking out one artillery, and he's gonna get another one. He's playing that way too aggressively. Yeah, EBR is down. Okay. So artillery is still spotted, moving through the open. We got one shot and two shots. Finish off the artillery, and now next step is this mouse. Switch to gold here, and as you can see, as he's engaging people in the city, we just have his entire side. Take one more. And he's starting to turn towards us because he sees that we've moved. Second one, missed the last shot. Okay, so now you can see this object 430U is pushing into the gorilla. I want to try and support him here, so we're going to approach it from the opposite direction. In order for the grill to get shots into the 430U as the 430U is pushing up, he's going to have to expose himself to us, to the backside of this hill. So our goal is to situate him in between the render circle as well as the maximum spotting range so that we don't get spotted, but we're able to get shots in to support this 430U. I'm going to switch back to AP. Oh, there's the grill, and as you can see, he has to expose himself to us in order to get shots at the 430U. Switch to heat for the mouse. He's looking for us into the lower plate. Finish off the mouse. And now we have this gorilla. We're back to standard rounds. Artillery gets spotted. Light tank is doing a drive-by. We're going to punish him for that. And one final round into the artillery. Beautiful. Okay, and now we're just going to push into the city. We're up to 4 kills, 3,800 damage, and 1,200 spotting. So, pretty good game. As you can see, I mean, a lot of people choose not to play the 8-9 line, and I played so many games where it just completely gets abandoned by one team, and then whoever else plays there just absolutely dominates. And there you go. That is game. So, in all, Object 140 is a fantastic tank. I love it. I enjoy playing it quite a bit. You can play it as a brawling medium if you're up against lower tier tanks. Tier 8s, tier 9s, that's when it's the most effective. You don't typically want to be brawling against like tier 10 heavy tanks, for instance. You're just going to find they're going to go right through your turret, right through your armor. It's not going to be super effective in those situations. That's when you want to play more of a flanker role, use your mobility, use your camo to get around the sides of the enemies, and then just help your team out from there. Okay, so second replay here in Ghost Town. We did 3,800 damage, another 1,800 spotting. Once again, we finished top of the team for experience as well as damage. We got a Pascucci's medal for the 2 artillery destroyed spotter medal, and we actually made quite a few credits as well. So I was originally just going to feature those first 2 replays for this video, but I came across this one from a little while ago. It was actually my first ace tanker in the game, so we got one more for you. This one is on the map Empire's Border. We're top tier for this matchup. There's 1 artillery, some heavy tanks, and some medium. So what we're going to do is we're going to head up here and play the bull. We're fairly mobile. Few tanks to watch out for is standard Bs. One just got lit over here, and as well as the T-57 heavy. And there we go, we got a Progetto spotted. Worst case here is to try and avoid getting clipped out by one of those autoloaders, but he's falling back, which is okay. I'm thinking if maybe we could get a shot in, but he's falling back. So instead, we're going to come up here and see who's pushing up the hill. We have a Conqueror. First shot goes in. I see the WZ pushing up on the side, so I decide to go for a track. WZ gets a shot in. We're going to go for one more tracking shot. Take a hit from the Conqueror, but now he's stuck. And we're just going to keep him tracked here for this WZ, who gets one more shot in, and we finish him off. So tier 9 heavy tank is done, and then all of a sudden definitely should have seen this one coming, because there was no one covering our flank, so there's no reason not to expect a tank like the standard B to come in pushing through us. So that's why it's always good to be aware of everything going on around you. So we go after the standard B. Accidentally press the HE key by mistake. So we switch back to APCR, and now we're dealing with a T110 E4 tank destroyer and a standard B. E4 just fired. We're gonna see if we can get a shot in. Nope, not enough gun depression, so we're gonna fall back here, wait for him to fire again. Spot a Yag Tiger. Can we get a shot? No. Okay, sounds like the E4 just fired. For a shot on the standard B, and we get blocked trying to fall back, and we eat a round from the standard B. What was that? Was it, yeah, that WZ when we tried to reverse there blocked us in. So it's unfortunate, but it happens. We still have half our HP, and the game's not looking too great so far. Accidentally switched to HE a second time, so we're back to APCR. Results are pretty tight. Can we get a shot on this Yag Tiger? Oh, don't know where that one went. Can we go for a blind shot maybe? Yep. One more. Okay, that looks like that one just hit dirt. So it looks like we've completely lost the eastern flank here. All their tanks should be pushing down into base. I expect maybe one or two of them will come back to defend, but because there's already one of them down there, my expectation is that there's probably going to be a lot more. And I hoped that the Yag Tiger would stay up top to cover the field, but around here is when I noticed that, hey, no, our asses aren't covered. I ping the map. The Yag Tiger's just coming with us. So instead of waiting here, I decide, you know what, I need to cover our rears. Definitely don't want a standard B or any other tank sneaking around behind us and clipping us out in the rear. So we're turning back, and there we go. Standard B. First shot goes in, angle, block, reverse, block the second round, and take one shot from the standard B. But I'd say that's a pretty good trade. So standard B's gone. It looks like the STB1 also slipped past us. This isn't looking pretty good because they're about to put our tanks on cap into a crossfire. There's a T-57 heavy engaging the defender, as well as a WZ T-30. Can we cap in time? 13 seconds. Grill out in the open. And it looks like they just got the reset in time, so we're gonna have to push in and help our team out here. We're gonna switch to HE for his final shot on the gorilla. And now, because he's behind cover, it's time to flank. So what we want to do is we want to kind of come down through the city and pop up behind these tanks and put them into a crossfire as they're engaging our tanks on cap. So check, can we get a shot on this gorilla? No, doesn't look like it. So we're gonna keep pushing in. And the gorillas should be right on this corner here. There we go, we spot him. He's not looking at us, but okay, missed that shot. It looked like he was looking up the hill here. He tries pushing us. We pull into the left, angle our armor so he doesn't take a shot. That gives us enough time to hit the reload, finish off the Gorilla, finish off the T-57 Heavy, and then we spot the artillery. Can we get a Top Gun here? Ooh, this is going to be close. And there's the Top Gun. Perfect. All right, let's take a look at those end plates. We finished this game with a Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, Spotter, Ward, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, and a Top Gun. We did 4,600 damage, so it looks like we managed to hit a few of those blind shots. 1,300 base experience, and we made 31,000 credits. There you go. There's a few games from the Object 140. Cheers, guys.